I cannot tell you just how joyous I am feeling about this unboxing. Angel of Justice from Diamond Art Club. I saw this artwork by Dakota Daetwiler a long time ago because I am a bit of a fan of her art, and this one was the one I thought, when it's brought out as a diamond painting, when, not if, when it's brought out as a diamond painting, this is the one. And then it was brought out in November 2024 and it sold out. I had it in my basket along with another diamond painting, and I didn't get the code in. I was faffing about trying to get the code in time, and during that time she went. I was devastated, absolutely devastated. Never ever have I been so upset about missing out on a diamond painting. So here's the unboxing for Angel of Justice. Welcome to StoneMagpie. My name is Suzanne and I'm so pleased that you're joining me today. You've probably seen this one already unboxed on other channels because I've got this one in the restocks, and there is a little story about that too, which I'll go into once we get going in the video, because I think it's time for me to crack this one open. I can't wait any longer. Oh, do you know the absolute joy of getting that cellophane off and seeing the joy of seeing the box with its sort of a hologram finish on the artwork. And isn't that artwork just beautiful? We've got the actual painting detail here on the box with the title, the artist and the size. As we can see, it's 69.9 centimetres by 87.9, and it is a square diamond painting. We've got all sorts of details around the box, including how to diamond paint and the kit contents, and whichever way that you store your box, you can see the details of what painting is inside. Opening her up, let's pull this internal box out. And I think we need it the right way up. So inside the internal box, which keeps it all nice and neat and uncrumpled, although saying that, the toolkit does sit at the end, so it is sort of flattened a bit at one end. Here we've got our toolkit, which we'll have a quick look at, just in case you've never bought from Diamond Art Club before and you need to know what's included. So it comes in a opening pouch. We have spare baggies. These are self-seal baggies, and these can be used to store your leftover diamonds or to use whilst you're kitting up if you want to kit up with baggies, but you would need more of these if you do it that way. We have our tray, which has a lid and a stopper, so this slides open. There we go, made that look a lot more difficult than what it is. That slides open and off, and then the stopper can be removed. And you don't have to use this stopper if you don't want to, but it's really useful to have. Okay, so inside we've got the tray, which is quite a deep tray, and you can see the ridges inside. And when you pour your diamonds in and give it a shake, it will then separate the diamonds into these rows to be able to pick up with your diamond painting pen. So that's how that works. Inside the tray, we've got these accessories. We've got a heart-shaped pink wax, which if you don't want to use the putty, you can use the pink wax instead. And we've got this. Now, this is the first time that I've had this particular pouch, because we were getting some spare putty and I heard that they'd changed it. So I've not used this one before. I don't know if it's a putty or a wax, so I will need to experiment a bit with that one. We have our diamond painting pen, which has been designed now ergonomically to help with the handhold, the comfort grip on there. This is where your putty is already inserted into the pen, so you remove that cover and you're ready to go. We have got a small multi-placer on this end, which is a 4-placer, but we also get a larger placer as well here. So if you prefer to use a 7-placer, you would change that out and pop it in. So everything to get you going with diamond painting. So once the kit is bought, you don't need anything else unless you want to get any further things like release papers or a different diamond painting pen if you prefer to have your own preferable style or the colours or whatever. That's up to you. Okay, so that's our diamond painting toolkit. Let's get on to the painting itself. So inside the internal box, we have the diamond painting canvas. The diamonds will be rolled up in the centre of this, so we will open that out in a moment. But first, let's have a look at our little envelope here. Thank you for your purchase. And you open up the flaps of the diamond to open your envelope. And inside, I have here the trading card that some kits, not all, but some kits come with the trading card now. And this one is a bronze card. So you may just be able to see on the outsides, we've got a design and it's coloured bronze. And these are collectibles, but also there is a code underneath that strip there, and you can scratch it off and redeem the code once you have a few of these built up. And there is a list of those on the Diamond Art Club website or the Facebook page. But that is beautiful in itself. I really love these trading cards, and it's lovely to have a collection, and it also shows you which diamond paintings that you have as well. So she is just beautiful. So that's the trading card. And inside we also have step-by-step instructions, tips and tricks, QR codes, Facebook group, and some discounts. And here we have our sticker pack. So we open this up and you can see we've got another sticker here, which is great for logbooks with a start and end date. It's also got the details here, and we've got our stickers. So these are what we get as the guide to what colours go where on the canvas. So you can see we've got number 1 to 84. Then we've got the symbol, and this is what's printed on the canvas itself to follow, to show you which colour goes where. So we've got the symbol, which is the coloured square, and then we've got a code next to it, which is the DMC number. And that's important for when you want to store your leftover diamonds, or in case you need more. I've never had to with Diamond Art Club, but if you do run out, that's the code to use to let them know which colour you need more of. So that's all the detail there, and all of those are also printed at the sides of the canvas, which we will show you when we open that out. These stickers are pre-cut, so once you get your storage sorted, you can stick that sticker on and then pour those diamonds into that storage so that you've got the key ready to diamond paint. All right, so that's what that's about. That's the beauty. And pull that back together and let's see the diamond painting. Here we go. The exciting bit of excitement is mounting, absolutely mounting, as I open up this plastic cover. Now the back of the Diamond Art Club canvases is so velvety and soft, and that helps lay the canvas flat, so it's self-flattening. You don't need to put this under your bed or anything like that, like you do some canvases. And see where we are. Okay, so we're opening bottom to top. There. So at the bottom, as we're here, we will see printed on the canvas itself a picture of the painting and the details. Angel of Justice, the size, the artist, Dakota Daetwiler, and Diamond Art Club as the producer of the diamond painting. Then we've got the social media details here, and I do go on the Facebook group. It's a great group and it's very, very informative. And we get a lifetime warranty. That's printed on here. Your canvas comes with a lifetime warranty and a free missing diamonds protection from Diamond Art Club. So as I say, if you have an issue with your canvas or your diamonds, contact support@diamondartclub.com and they will help you out. You'll also see here, this is the start of the legend, which is the same as that sticker sheet I showed you as a reference while you're diamond painting. Oh, right, let's have a look at her. Let us see. So already, not even halfway up, and look at the detail we've got. I love this bottom part of the painting. It's sort of, to me, let me show you the picture. To me, it's like a cloudy, shimmery, swirly base. It's just a magical cloud she's sort of perched on. So beautiful. It's like gold dust, if you can see there, which are these parts here. Be interesting to see what diamonds go there. And we've got the start of the scales, and there is a little bit of a story to those, which I shall share with you in Dakota's words. Then we've got the feathers. I love feathers, and they are swooping across the page to give us that movement, that slight breeze, and her gown is following that too. We've got the drops of, it's like a earthy plant life type of drop this side, and then we've got the water, because the Angel of Justice is all about balance and opposites. So where we've got city life, we've then got country. So rural and urban, both depicted in the picture. Let's keep going down and see the next part of the canvas. As you can see, this legend is still running down the side, and you'll see now on the left hand side we also have the same legend running up there, so no matter where you are on your canvas you can see the codes for the diamonds and the symbols to use. Here we are with those scales. I shall just move her up a little bit more. There we are. We've got the diamonds. We've got the diamonds sat there, so push those up to help us hold down the canvas while we talk about the top half. And here she is in all her glory. The two sides of the scales that she's holding up in her right hand, that strong arm, powerful Angel of Justice here. She's in her left hand got the sword over her left shoulder, cutting across the canvas there. She's also got a blindfold across her face, drop down so she can see one eye out, and then the spread of those feathery wings. Oh, just incredibly beautiful. She's wearing a very powerful corset with her bust protruding out, just so fabulous. And then in the top here, with that light pouring down into the diamond painting. She is spectacular. And I knew she would be. I just knew she would be. And with Diamond Art Club's rendering of this painting, look at the cloud details in the background. Look at the details and the colours, those soft blues and sort of tealy mint green hues. This side being a little bit darker. So we've got a bit lighter, a bit darker and a bit brighter looking here with the tree, with the blossom. Oh, it's just fabulous. Really, really gorgeous. And I know that JD Sparklers do an enhancement kit for this diamond painting, and I've never bought an enhancement kit before, but I am tempted to for this one. Or maybe I might just do a little bit of twiddling with it myself, as I did with the Crystal Ball by Anne Stokes. If you haven't seen that video, please do check it out. I will pop it in the eye up here for you to be able to go and visit that and see what I did with the crystals for that one. So yes, I am so pleased, and I knew I would be. It's no surprise. Just looking at her luscious lips there in those pinks as well. Wowee. Absolutely just a lovely, lovely artwork. And as I said, when I tried to get this on release in November 2024, I was devastated, absolutely heartbroken. And I actually spent probably a good few hours checking every 15 minutes, half an hour to see if one had pinged back in stock, just in desperate hope. And of course that never happened, because who on earth would put this back? So every day I went on to Diamond Art Club to see. Every day I also did the email notification so that Diamond Art Club would email me if it came back into stock. So I had that on. And then I sort of stopped doing that in January. So yeah, November to January, I was doing it. I was so desperate. And I thought, no, this is silly. But I was still checking probably twice a week. And then one morning, I turned my phone on, having a message from my lovely friend Anthea in Australia to say, have you got her? Have you got her? Have you seen the restocks? Because of the time difference, I was asleep when this came back into stock, and Anthea, bless her, was beside herself because she knew how much I wanted the diamond painting. So I very, very quickly went onto the website and got her and put Anthea's mind at rest. She didn't have a very comfortable day that day. Bless her. Because I never received a notification email from Diamond Art Club that this had been restocked. I just didn't receive one. So I don't know what went wrong there. I still haven't had it, and it's now sold out again as I'm recording this. So yeah, thankfully, it's always good to have friends in different parts of the world to let you know. So thank you, Anthea. I really do appreciate it. So right, that's the story about the purchasing issues that I did go through in getting this diamond painting. And if anything, it's made it even more special to me. I know that a lot of people have been through the same thing with the stock levels of Diamond Art Club and things selling out so quickly on certain kits. So I know that that's probably quite a familiar story to you. Now let's talk about the painting itself, because I have got it and I'm thrilled. Diamond Art Club say, raise the golden scales with a true sense of righteousness. Wings spread wide, this powerful guardian works to keep a balance in our spectacular universe. Wow, that's quite a powerful message as well, and about keeping balance, which is so important nowadays, isn't it? Trying to balance our lives, say work life, play. You know, it can be a fine balancing act in itself, and the justice in the world as well. And I think Dakota's description of this painting really does sum it up so well. So these are the words from Dakota's website about this painting. Dakota created this painting in the midst of the pandemic that hit in 2020. And she'd just opened her studio again in 2019 after a fire had burned it down in 2015. So, of course, we all remember those days of the pandemic, and so Dakota had to close her studio again. It had been a really rough road for the past few years, but there's always this underlying feeling of things happening the way they should, and that there is someone watching out and pushing her towards something better. With all of the tragedies going on in the world, and you know, there are a lot of uncertain things happening in the world and always will be, it's easy to feel that the world's a dark place, it says here. I don't quite believe that. I think there's a lot of light in this world and a lot of good. There's just, you know, times when sometimes it's more difficult to see that. The hope is that people looking at this painting will feel hope that balance is coming. The angel is seen holding scales where bad things happen on the left scale. On the left scale here, you can see it's broken and tipping, and sometimes outweigh the good scale. But in the end, it will balance out. Good always prevails eventually. So that's the message on Dakota's website about this painting. And although, like I say, I believe the world is an astonishing place, full of opportunity, full of beautiful things, we just need to remember to look for them. And it is a balancing act in our life. So for me, that painting represents this, the hope, the light, a little bit of darkness that we need to balance up so that we remember to appreciate the things that we have. And sometimes if you are in a bit of a down place, remember there is light at the end of the tunnel, and if we didn't have that, we wouldn't recognise the happy place either. So that is the painting. This is the joy of diamond painting, the mindfulness that comes with placing the diamonds onto this picture and putting our love into every dip into that tray and into the spectacular shimmery diamonds themselves. So let's have a look at them. What a beautiful array of colours. Now I will very, very quickly speed through the colours to show you the range. This has got, I'm sure it's got every colour under the sun in different hues, etc. So we have got 84 colours to quickly run through, starting with the bigger packs. Green, khakis, blues. These are fairy dust, Z159 and 762. Then we've got some more earthy tones, and then onto these blue purples, brown and blue. Again, repeating blues, browns. Oh, that's a pretty blue. It's like an Air Force blue, that one. A fairy dust in a brown terracotta. Creams, greys. Neutral fairy dust here, 3865, 3371 and 645. Again, blues, earthy tones, peach. So, as I expected, same colourways in different hues throughout. There's another fairy dust here with this peach. Greys. Onto the smaller packs here. Again, very earthy, aren't they? Ooh, look at that. L2, L727. Ooh, an iridescent diamond there in yellow. And then, wow, pop of lime fairy dust here. Turquoise, again earthy tones, and then beautiful greens. And into the teeny packs. For such a big diamond painting, there's not many of these colours. Oh, that must be her lips. There's plum pinks. Then we've got a beautiful lilac, sort of a chalky lilac. Limes, greens, purples, pinks. Look, 939. Look how many 939s are in this kit. A lot of kits have huge packs of 939. Just a little spattering in this one. So there we are, and we also have here an AB 436. Lovely. Okay, do we want to look at where these diamonds go? Shall we have a look at the fairy dust and the ABs and that iridescent yellow? That will be very interesting where that goes. So I just need to quickly cut these special diamonds away. Just look how many fairy dust are in this kit. We've got 7 different colour fairy dust. We've got 1 AB and we've got that iridescent crystal. So let's have a look on the legend and find out in the top half where these will go. And I'm very interested to see the bottom half with that cloudy area down below as well. So starting in the top half, let's start with the fairy dust themselves, Z159, which, looking at the legend down the side, is an N symbol. So Z159 is in her wings. So the edges of the feathers all over the wing area is the fairy dust in a mid-pale blue, and in some of the folds of her gown as well, and along the bodice outlining and the sword outline as well there. So fairy dust edging the wings. Next we have Z435, which is 2 lines, like 2 slash lines. Let's have a look for those. Again, outlining some of the wing details here, all over the wings where you can see that brown. Then we have some detail in the scales here and some in her gown in stripes down her gown as well, but I'm going to put those in the wings as well. Z676, this little pack, and that is a heart shape. I can't spot any in the top half, so that might all be in the bottom with it being such a small pack. We will see. Next we have 2703, which is a W symbol, and I already think that's going to be in this detail here, and it is on the tops here of these bushy parts, so let's put that there. Z762, this delightful pale grey, and that symbol is 1/, and I can already see the details in the wings, again in small strips of the wings, and in the sword detail, and in her armour on her arm as well, and in the crown there. So wings, armour, sword, crown. Oh, and we have got some here in this detail and along the edge of her gown again, and into the feathers, but we'll see the feathers a bit later as I move down the canvas. So let's pop that up here. Then we've got this peach fairy dust, 3856, and it is a symbol which is a line with 2 dots either side. Again, not able to see anything in this top half, so pop that aside, it's probably all in the bottom. Next we have 3865, which is a symbol of a square small dot in the middle, and already we can see that detail up here. All of that is this beautiful fairy dust. We also have some detailing the scales here. It's really easy to spot this symbol, and the edge of her gown. Some details in the swords here and around her wrist there. Oh, and the bodice. Wow, that is going to be beautiful. Onto the AB. 436, gorgeous colour. Look at those ABs. If you don't know, AB is a coating which gives it a sparkle of different colourways, and they do change, so you may be able to see greens, lilacs, blues within that colour. And this symbol is 2 dots next to each other. Whew. It's a small packet, but there's lots of it, you know. We've got some in the wing detail here, and we've got some edging the scales. That's going to have a big impact for a little AB here, down the centre, in her wrist detailing there, in the centre of her, what do they call it, what is that where, you know, the end of a sword, is it a hilt? I'm not sure, but anyway, it's in there. And there's a little bit within this, so that part of her gown is quite concentrated in fairy dust and a little bit of AB. Wow, just gorgeous. She's got some in her arm jewellery there as well, but I'm going to put it on the scales because that's where I think it's going to highlight. Our crystal 727 is actually a star symbol. Let's see if I can spot any in this half. No, I can't spot any in the top half. So again, I think that's going to be at the bottom, and I wonder if this is going to be in that sparkly cloud. Ooh. We're going to have a look. Right, as my canvas has been over the table, it's not lying quite flat yet, but it will give me the opportunity to lift the canvas cover up a little bit to show you. I don't recommend that you do this unless you're going to cover your whole picture in release papers, but we do have the perforated cover, so you don't have to use release papers any longer if you don't want to. I prefer to keep my cover intact because I like to cover up the painting after I've done a session to keep the dust away, even with squares. So there, so I think by removing that cover, it really brings all of the colours forward, doesn't it? It really brightens up the canvas, and when you put those diamonds down, it brightens up even more. Now, looking at the picture with the cover off, you can see there's a lot of colour blocking here with that 3371 there, and there are like small areas of colour blocking, and then there are more confetti as well. So a bit of a mix in this canvas of both, but not vast areas of colour blocking, I have to say, and I quite like that. Right, let's pop that cover back. And hopefully that demonstrates as well just how quickly these canvases do lay flat once you've unboxed them. Okay, let's get going with finding the fairy dust on this half of the painting. So we're back to our blue 159, which was that N symbol. So we have got a little bit in the cloudy edge of the painting, mostly in the feathers here. So if you remember, we had them in the wings, and now they're also in those feathers, and a little bit here as well. 435, the two lines, the two slash lines, a very little bit around here. The heart symbol for 676, and if you remember, we didn't have any at the top, and I can already see an edge here of those. Oh, and there's some here as well in the swirly detail. Any more? Oh yes, and they're picked out in little blocks here too, so I'm going to pop them there with those. I am rather relieved that I found those, because if you saw my mystical tree from Dreamer Designs, if you haven't seen that video, do go. I'll pop it in the eye, because yes, for the first time ever, I couldn't see a symbol on the canvas. Oh, it drove me mad. Anyway, so I am relieved that I found that one. Z703, I'm not expecting to find in the bottom, but you never know. And I am correct, none in the bottom. So all of that detail is in that tree. Pop it back up there. 762 is a line, a slash, and easy to spot. We can see here, we've got some in the scales, we've got some in the feathers. So let's pop them there. Then we've got this symbol, which is the line with two dots either side. Now, did I show you these when I was at the top half? Because I can't remember saying that they were in the top half, but they are. There isn't any at the bottom. There are some in the folds of her gown here and in the detail around her bodice. So anyway, if I did say that they weren't in the top half, then I correct myself and I'll pop them there. 3865 is that small square dot in the middle of the square, and if you remember, down the side of her gown, then we've got little picked out areas. So where I said those sparkly bits are actually this cream fairy dust. These ones, I don't know what they are, because they are a dash symbol. Let me see if I can spot it. Oh, so they are 3866, which is a creamy normal diamond, and these will be mixed amongst it. AB 436, which is the 2 dots beside each other symbol, and I can see some here and around this area as well. So, I mean, makes sense because they all quite similar colour. There's some here as well. And we have our iridescent crystal 727, which is a star symbol. Right, let's see if we can spot this one. Right, I found it. We've got some star symbols dribbling all the way down here. So if you imagine the water falling down and then the sparkles dripping down with it, dribbling down there. And they actually start at the top here. So just checking because there isn't any in the actual trees. So it starts there and just cascades down with all of that water. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about that because I have checked, had a very quick look to see if those are anywhere else. I can't see any at the moment, but to me, just having crystals like that makes it feel a little bit unbalanced to me on the painting, because if you imagine how big the painting is and then having crystals just there on one side, not sure. I might have to change that, or I might have to even it up with crystals in a different place to balance it, perhaps in her sword, which goes across. Maybe that's what I'll do, because yeah, it's made me feel a little bit you can see with my hands I'm sort of trying to hold on to. Being a Libra, I am all up in the air a lot of the time. I need to be grounded. And I might be wrong with that. Maybe I've just not spotted them. But looking at it right now, I can't see any others. Okay, actually, I do think though, if I had crystals in the sword as well, that would be astonishing, wouldn't it? I'd have to be quite careful because there is a lot of fairy dust in the sword. So I'd have to see how that develops, but would it make the sword look a bit glassy? I'm not sure. I'll have to think about that one. I really will have to think about it. And perhaps as I do the diamond painting, it will come together anyway naturally. So we will see as I work on this one, hopefully not too long in the future. And she is just glorious, isn't she? Thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing. It has been a joy to have you with me. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, comments and subscribes. It is always appreciated, and I really do thank you for bearing with me while I'm not able to get as many videos out at the moment as I would like to. So I really do appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching. Please do head over to those 2 videos that I mentioned throughout this one as well if you'd like to see more content. But in the meantime, enjoy your own diamond painting and keep sparkling. Bye for now.